Hey everyone, welcome to World Heritage Journey. Today we're in Holasovice Historic Village in the Czech Republic. Now this is a small farming community in the central south of Czech Republic, and it's existed here for centuries. There's some fascinating architecture and some really cool history as well. I'm really keen to check this out. Let's have a look around. As with most European settlements, people have lived in the area pretty much since the Stone Age. But this town is first mentioned as a town in around the 13th century in connection with a monastery that was once nearby. And it was just a quiet little settlement until 1521 when the Black Death arrived and wiped out the town. And so to repopulate, the monastery nearby brought in settlers from Bavaria and from Austria, and it became this little enclave of German speakers, an unusual situation that actually lasted right through until the end of World War II, when the Germans were politely asked to leave the area. And the town ended up booming in the late 19th century, which is when most of these buildings here were constructed, which is partly why they're so fancy. The architecture is really cool, so let's have a closer look. So the architecture here is actually the main reason why it's on the World Heritage list. And UNESCO refers to it as South Bohemian Folk architecture. And it's very Baroque inspired. You've got those beautiful gable ends of the houses all facing out onto the square. They're intricately decorated and whitewashed as well, and with some lovely bold colours on the edges. They're just really nicely designed. There's actually about 100 houses in the village that are all inscribed, and it includes things like barns and granaries, a smithy's house, and there's a chapel here on the village green as well. And it's a really lovely spot. And it's really interesting to see the houses in their essentially medieval layouts. You can see they've all got double doors, which would have been great for horses back in the day. And then they have central courtyards with a house on one side and the barn and granary on the other. It's really cool to see. So there's actually quite a lot to like here. I wasn't really sure what to expect because South Bohemian folk architecture is not really one of my specialties. But it's really nice here. There's a big village green sort of thing, and the houses all face onto that. And apparently the layout hasn't really changed since the medieval era, and that's really, really cool. Now I'd love to go and have a look inside some of the buildings here, but they're actually all private dwellings. And so of course, I don't think someone would take very kindly to me just knocking on the door and barging into their home. But it's been a really interesting visit, and I'm glad we came. So that's it from me. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And if you want to see more of the World Heritage Journey, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you at the next World Heritage site.